Welcome, KZOOMers.
Yay.
So,
KZOOMers at the birthday party.
At the birthday party.
For Yafa and Raquel.
This is how we celebrate, by doing KZOOM with you.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we did KZOOM on my birthday. We did KZOOM on
our
our
20th
anniversary.
Thursdays. It just happened to be on Thursdays. So,
It's just amazing. such a treat to be able to be with you on the special days.
Uh-huh.
And I just came back from New York, where I was taught an in-person retreat with some people who were there. We got to sing together. It was pretty amazing. And so Yafa's here to celebrate her birthday with us too.
She's the queen. I'm the king. You're the queen.
So so it's and we haven't seen each other in a couple of weeks, so we might want to just take a look around the room to see who's here. Welcome everyone to KZOOM. Some people here might be here for the first time. We don't always have birthday parties. Oh, Yesh is here too.
Hey, Yesh.
Jennifer.
And Diana from Argentina.
Wow. Yeah, so great to see everybody. So the theme of this KZOOM is blossoming forth and rooting down. And the Love at the Center practice is the beginning of chapter 2 of Shir Shirim that says, I am the rose of Sharon and the lily of the valley. But we're not exactly sure what flowers these are. But we know that they are flowers. And flowers in our tradition actually have a kind of a fragrance of redemption. You know, the prophets often refer to flowers when they're talking about what's coming forth from Israel. And so there's two aspects of this, is the blossoming forth and the rooting down. And for the last couple of weeks, I've been really exploring that as qualities of presence that I want to cultivate. And I want to say first that this image of flowers, one of the reasons it's really important, was illuminated to me in a book called The New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. And he said, in the history of everybody's muted, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Evolution.
In the evolution of the Earth, there were certain quantum leaps in that evolution. So we, and those quantum leaps are represented by three things that we tend to move towards whenever we're also yearning for a quantum leap in our evolution. And the three things that he mentions are crystals, flowers, and birds. Those three things sort of have become kind of spiritual symbols because, the way that he talked about it was like, there's rocks, billions of years of rocks, and suddenly crystals appear, And then, there's plants,
green, just vegetation.
Plants, and then suddenly the flowers. And then there's suddenly flowers everywhere. And the same thing with birds, like we were kind of like
on the earth, crawling on the
earth or in the sea, and then this kind of like quantum leap of evolution happened when we took to the sky. And so when we call on any of those three symbols of, they're kind of calling us to the leap in evolution that we want to take now, and to what that next kind of incarnation of creation is going to be, and flowers have always been kind of an amazing symbol, both of color and fragrance, and sexuality, sensuality, and beauty. That's and it's so interesting as you go higher up in elevation. Sometimes the flowers have to get even more
creative to survive.
Right, ostentatious, to attract and so there's this attraction of it. So we want to also blossom forth so that we can be pollinated, I guess, so that we can become fragrant, so that we can find our beauty. But that blossoming forth really rests on the ability also to root down. And so those two things are connected. And so I want to tonight to explore those two aspects of our energetic kind of shape, really, the blossoming forth and the rooting down. So we'll do the chant, and then I want to just lead you in a breathing meditation. And I'm going to tell you right now what it is so that we'll be ready for it. So if you imagine breathing into the heart and then sending the breath down deep into the earth, into your roots, and then breathing up from your roots into the heart, and then blossoming forth from the heart. Feel that blossoming in all directions, be that flower. And then breathe again into the heart. Root down on the exhale, down into the depths of the earth, the depths of your lineage. And breathe in, up into the heart, and again blossom forth in all directions, shining, blossoming forth. So at the end of the chant, we'll go into that breathing pattern so that we can really feel it.
You're not able to do the drums?
Oh yeah, I guess I am.
I thought you did.
So when we say,
oh, good.
what?
I got the hat.
Oh, good.
The hat.
Okay.
Migrated to me. Party hat.
Okay. So when we say ani, just see if you can also connect into the heart, that from the center of that eye place. Ani, chavatzelet hasharon, shoshanat Mima'amakim. Ani, chavatzelet hasharon, shoshanat shoshanat ha'amakim. Ani chavatzelet hasharon, shoshanat hasharon, shoshanat ha'amakim. Ani chavatzelet hasharon, shoshanat hasharon, shoshanat ha'amakim.
chavatzelet, hasharon, shoshanat, hasharon, shoshanat, hasharon, shoshanat, chavatzelet, hasharon, shoshanat, ha'amakim, chavatzelet, hasharon, shoshanat,
Close your eyes, bring your attention to the breath, and imagine a bud, tight bud of a flower at the center of your heart. So we want to first imagine breathing into that bud. And exhale as you send your roots down, deep, deep, deep. And inhale that life force back into the bud, and on the exhale, let it open. And again, breathe into the heart, inhale. Exhale down deep into the earth, send your roots down. Inhale through those roots back up into the heart. And exhale, blossoming forth. Inhale into the heart. And exhale down deep into the earth, into the depths. And inhale up from those depths into the heart. And exhale, blossoming forth. You can just continue that on your own, at your own pace. And if you just let go of that concentration and just feel the sensation of having blossomed forth and having rooted down. Feel yourselves connected and radiant. So when I do this practice, I want to kind of, do a spiritual photography, take a picture of that energy state that is both rooted and blossoming at the same time. And to be able to say, how do I maintain that quality of presence, like all the time? When I'm walking through my day, and there's sometimes we actually cut ourselves off from our depths, from our roots. And that word amakim, translated as valleys, also means the depths. Those places that are hidden deep inside us. And I think of it as my lineage, my body, my earthiness, that the reach towards the great expanse is not going to be as powerful if it is not grounded in that place of my depths. And I think there are reasons why we cut ourselves off from those depths, because often that's a place where we also hold some trauma. We hold, like some old stuff, even some intergenerational trauma that we have inherited is like in those depths. And so we cut ourselves off. So I was reminded, in the danger of cutting myself off from my own roots. I was reminded of this poem, one of my favorite poems by D.H. Lawrence. He says, "Oh, what a catastrophe, what a maiming of love, when it was made personal, merely personal feeling, taken away from the rising and the setting of the sun, and cut off from the magic connection of the solstice and the equinox. This is what is the matter with us. We are bleeding at the roots, because we are cut off from the earth and sun and stars, and love is a grinning mockery, because poor blossom, we plucked it from its stem on the tree of life and expected it to keep on blooming in our civilized vase on the table." Poor blossom, we plucked it from its stem on the tree of life and expected it to keep on blooming in our civilized vase on the table. And so it's like, the civilization kind of, which we kind of build up in order to protect ourselves, in order to,
survive
survive. But we also cut ourselves off from something that is so primal in us. And so we're rooting, not just in the earth, but in the sun and the stars and rooting ourselves in the infinite, and in that larger world. And from those depths, it feels like when we can touch those depths, then the call that comes forth is so much richer and more powerful. So this psalm, Psalm 130, "From the depths I call to you, O God, hear my voice." It's the commentaries the traditional commentaries that I've read about this psalm, it always talks about the depths as really kind of the deepest place of sorrow in us. And I want to say that's true, and also there's a gift there that we want to to access, and when we can, when we are connected to those depths, then the blossom that blossoms forth is so much more beautiful and sustainable, really, because of that rooting in those depths of our humanity. So I want to ask you to do this practice as like reaching down deep inside and calling forth, and letting the call come forth from your depths. And there, with the assumption that I probably have not reached the deepest place yet.
As deep as I've reached, that's probably not the deepest place.
Yeah. And we can, maybe even take a look around the Zoom room and send each other to those depths, to call forth from that place.
Mima'amakim, keraticha,
heart, breathing into it, and exhaling down, and this time a little deeper into those depths, and breathing in from those depths up into the heart, and exhale, blossoming. Inhale. Exhale down into the depths that have been opened. Breathe up those treasures into the heart. And blossom forth on the exhale. All these beautiful flowers here. You know, I have to make a confession that my parents didn't know the difference between Hebrew and Yiddish. They just thought, I'll give her a Jewish name. They'll give me a Jewish name, and my Jewish name was Bluma, and which caused me all kinds of trouble in Hebrew school, being called bloomers. And I just hated it, and I didn't want to be a flower. I wanted to be a little tougher than a flower. I didn't want anything girly. I played the trumpet.
That's my shefa.
You know.
None of that girly stuff.
I didn't want anything girly. But now I love everything girly.
Yeah,
yes.
That's true.
I had to grow into it. I had to find my power first so that I could claim my flower. But I had sort of got rid of that name, and but now I'm sort of saying, oh yeah, flower.
So you're some of the very few people on the planet that know Shefa's Yiddish name.
Don't talk.
But don't tell.
Don't. My Jewish name, yes. So Psalm 97 says, light is sown for the righteous. Light is planted in the righteous. That's us, the laTzadik, or the place in us, which is the laTzadik. Light is planted, and joy is planted in the upright heart. There is like a way that our hearts become, fertile ground, really, when we are, and that we can grow, this joy of who we really are. We can grow into who we are, and grow into the flower that we really are. And so I call this practice planting seeds of joy and light, and it's been a really important practice in my life to identify seed moments. When there's a moment, because spiritual growth or evolution doesn't happen. It happens in mysterious ways, because sometimes I could have a moment where I get it. There's a moment that's filled with joy and light, and I want to say, oh, I want to plant this moment as a seed for what's coming. So I wanted to ask the birthday kids. I want to ask Rachmil and Yafa if there's a seed moment that you want to plant. I mean, everybody else can think of that also, but if there's a moment that was like a moment that you wanted to plant, I was thinking about the retreat we were just on. There was certain moments during the retreat there's like, oh, I want to plant this because I want to grow something from it that was, that just seemed like a possibility opened during the retreat. And Rachel, do you have a moment that you want to plant on your birthday?
I do. As a matter of fact, I went to visit my mother this past week in Louisiana, in Bossier City, Louisiana, across the river from Shreveport. It's where I grew up, I must say. And she's 95, almost 96. And there was a moment a few nights ago where my younger brother Brian was there. He still lives there. And my mother, the three of us were in the kitchen, and we were talking, and my mother just started reminiscing. And I was the black sheep, of course. And some of the stories, and some of the stories where I really got in trouble. But she was just laughing, and oh, wait a minute, I had to come get you at school because they called me and said you got to come, and all this stuff. and she would just laugh, and my brother was laughing, and I was laughing.
And when you got arrested.
When I got arrested, she wasn't laughing so much about that part, but but it's that no matter what happens in a lifetime, it becomes like some fodder for laughter. I mean, for if when you get some distance from it, is that no matter what happens, there's going to be some at some point it'll be funny.
That's Yafa.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry, Yafa. You can unmute again. Yes, and the seed moment is that. And to see my mother laughing, she doesn't laugh so much anymore these days. She's lonely and all that. But just laughing, and we were all laughing together, and it's just such joy from the woman who gave me birth. And I was just with her yesterday morning. And wow, 71 years ago today.
Right, so we're going to plant that moment.
Yeah. And I was born on Shabbat. I was born on a Saturday. Yes, sir. I started out being a Shabbat-loving guy. So, Yafa,
you have a moment you want to plant.
So, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I think there are so many moments just today alone that I want to plant, starting from early today, the beautiful birthday blessings that I have received every minute of this day due to the miracle of Facebook and phone and Zooming, the miracle of all of us together. In this moment, we are here in celebration, and we're all on the same journey of recognizing every moment. Mm-hmm. So today, seeing my grandchildren doing a duet and singing happy birthday to me, what a moment.
Yeah.
So many like that. And then my husband and I got to get out of the house today. We decided it was such a beautiful day. We went for a walk on the paths of Reston, and then we went out to dinner at one of our favorite restaurants, and we were outside. And this is an area that is all lit up. All the trees are lit up around this village area with white lights. And I just looked out as it was getting dark, and I said, this is a moment. This is amazing. I'm here with my soulmate, and then I'm running back to be with my spirit buddies to celebrate. So thank you all for indulging.
All right. So we're going to chant this, and everybody hold some moment that could be a seed for for what you want to grow. Really.
Zarua, laTzadik, u'leIsrael simcha. Zarua, laTzadik, u'leIsrael simcha. Plant the seed.
So I'm going to just return again to the breath, imagining that bud in the heart, which is your love that wants to open. Inhaling into that bud. And exhaling down, putting your roots as deep as they can go, and inhaling up through those roots back into the heart. And exhaling, blossoming forth. And again, inhale into the heart. Send the roots down on the exhale. Inhale up into the heart. And blossoming forth on the exhale. And before you open your eyes, just feel what that feels like to establish those depths. And to feel like that blossom is happening, spreading out. And it's kind of that they've been able to measure the electromagnetic energy of the heart, which is 60 times
that of the brain.
No more than the brain. It's this powerful force that we have inside our hearts to shine out, to ripple into the world, to know that the quality of our presence makes a difference. So I want to do one more practice with you, and I call this practice Awaken. I think we've done it before in the KZOOM, but I wanted to bring it because it has that same phrase, shoshanat amakim. Shoshanat amakim. And when Melila Hellner sent me this phrase, because she experienced it during her Yom Kippur Morning Liturgy, from a Piyyut poem on Yom Kippur, and she translated it this way: awaken as bright light, the rose of the depths. And I want to say this, when I heard those words, the rose of the depths, it felt like, there's some kind of a treasure kind of buried deep inside us. That, a rose is really, the kind of the vibration of the rose is very high. It's really like love itself.
It's the highest frequency of all the flowers.
And so there's something in our depths that needs to be awakened, that needs to be called forth. When I think of it in ways that I've studied trauma, it feels like it's like a combination of the trauma is what holds that rose down, and in a way the energy of the trauma becomes that rose when it is integrated, when it is kind of digested into our being, and it becomes, something terrible becomes something beautiful that can blossom forth, and it becomes a light. It becomes a bright light that's going to shine into the world. I want to do this in honor of your birthday, Rachmel and Yafa, because on your birthday you have access to to that solar light that is in you. It's really shining, really
the sun's
shining.
Return,
Yeah, and sometimes when it's somebody's birthday, I want them to bless me because I want them to awaken that light in me. Because they're shining that light. But the idea of shining is that you're not just shining out, you're shining in. Imagine that light going, being directed into your own depths to uncover the treasures that are there, to uncover the beauty that maybe got buried inside us. So we want to awaken that light
Yes, it is a full moon tonight
It
with
is
a
a full
partial
moon,
eclipse.
yes.
Magical night.
Shoshanat Amakim Oraryr nogah Oraryr nogah Oraryr nogah 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 shoshanat amakim.
So again, close your eyes, breathe into the heart, find that flower in the heart. And on the exhale, send your reach down deep. On the inhale, and pull up that spirit, that sustenance from the earth, and on the exhale, blossom forth, awaken the bright light. invite you to open your eyes, look around at all the flowers in this Zoom garden.
Yeah, over 60, maybe 70 flowers here. My goodness.
A lot of flowers.
Yeah.
A lot of
Hey,
beauty
everybody.
here.
Mhm.
So, plantable moment, yes.
Oh,
So I want to thank everybody for supporting us through this pandemic, and invite you to go to the website, give a little donation, keep the KZOOMs coming, and
keep the shuffle flowing.
and just to say that it was so much fun to chant in person. Oh my God! Yeah, David was there. David was there. Pesach. Yeah. So it was really wonderful. And so you will have another opportunity if you want to come to Tampa, the end of January 31st to February 6th. There's a retreat in Tampa, a Soul Lift Love at the Center retreat. So think about coming. Oh yeah, there's a couple people here who already signed up.
Mm-hmm.
Zach, I know.
Muhammad and Julia, I'm sure.
Yeah. So, because it is just so amazing to be chanting
30
together.
voices.
Yeah.
Right. Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just using our imagination to hear each other, but when you really do, it's pretty beautiful. It's pretty beautiful. So, I invite you to check that out. That possibility. Also.